today I'm chatting all about my handmade holiday capsule wardrobe. So if you're interested in seeing what I have brought on holiday with me, then keep watching. Welcome back to my channel. This is Susie from Threadquarters. Thanks for joining me again today. Today I'm in a slightly different location. You might notice I'm actually on my holidays in Spain, just outside Malaga roughly, and I've been here for nearly 3 weeks now, so it's been really wonderful. You can see I've got a bit of a tan. It's absolutely boiling. And I'm not very good in the heat, so I have been struggling a bit, but it's been really wonderful, and you'll see a bit more of it as I do my cutaways for today's video. There will be a little bit of background noise because, as you can see, I'm filming this outside. I really hope the wind isn't going to be an issue with the sound, so my apologies if it is a little bit fuzzy. So because I knew I was going on holiday, I of course wanted to do a little bit of sewing for it, and I thought I would share with you guys today what I have made for this holiday. What I want to do going forward with my sewing is try and make pieces that are interchangeable with one another, so not like one standalone piece that I then find out it doesn't go with anything else in my wardrobe. I really want to be a bit more mindful, a bit more thoughtful, try and look at what's in my wardrobe, what I'm missing, what I need, also what colors are there, and look at my fabric stash and see what works with what. And that's one of the joys of having a fabric stash, actually, is that you can sort of shop your fabric stash a bit. Sometimes I do think, oh my goodness, why have I got so much fabric? But then at other times I'm really grateful that I have it. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to make for this holiday wardrobe, obviously I didn't make everything myself. There's a few things in this capsule wardrobe that I have in my wardrobe and work well with the pieces I've made. It's not all handmade because my life is not all handmade, and I'm happy with that, and I would rather it be like that. So I was looking through my stash to see what took my fancy for this, and I came across this gorgeous berry coloured or orchid coloured linen. I've been calling it berry, but recently I saw someone call this colour orchid, and I thought, yes, that is a good name for it, so I'm going to call it orchid. And it's just so me. I have so much in my wardrobe already that is of this type of colour, and I had originally bought this, I think I might have said it on here actually, last year, because I bought this was in my stash. I got it from Guthrie and Ganny at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and it's quite a heavyweight linen actually, and I had bought it to make a Romana coat, like a duster type coat, and I always wanted to do that, but I never got round to it. And you know, you have all these grand plans, but if you don't actually make it, then what's the point? And then as I started looking at this, I thought, wouldn't this make such a lovely pair of like cropped trousers? And then I was like, because I had maybe 4 meters of it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I would get more use out of this linen. Well, then if I made it into a Romana, it would be quite a statement piece, it would be quite spectacular, but I might not wear it that often in my day-to-day life. Whereas if I use this linen to make a few different pieces, because it was such a long length, then I'm going to get more use out of it. And I thought, you know what, that's perhaps a better use of this linen, and so that's what I decided to go with. So first up, I took this orchid coloured linen and made some separates with it, and used that as a jumping off point for the other pieces in my capsule wardrobe. So this is the Marilla Walker Maya top. It's a boxy top. You'll see more in the cutaways. I have made a couple of adaptations to it from the original pattern, basically following the changes that you can see on the CHATTY blog. I really liked their version. It's just a couple of little tweaks. They added I think an inch to the center fold, so that creates 2 inches extra in the width on both obviously the front and the back. It also then makes the neckband a little bit wider as well, a little bit more boat neck, which I like as well. Crop the length. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what size I made this off the top of my head. I'll put it in on the screen here, but you grade from your size with the added inch in this part and grade out to a larger size. I went from this to this, whatever's on the screen, I can't remember what it is. For your sleeve, the Maya has a much shorter sleeve, but if you grade out, you get length in it there, or it's something you could just do without using the sizes, just extend it. It wouldn't be too difficult. And then a cuff, which I've realized isn't turned up. I like it turned up actually. I think for the CHATTY blog they had it actually not turned up, but because it's such a wide cuff, I turn it up, and actually I like that look. So that's that there. Yeah, it's turned up on that one. And then the neckline is done with bias binding, whereas the original pattern has a facing. I quite like facings mainly when they're sewn down, and with that top stitching detail is nice, but I just thought I would go with the bias binding. I just had some of this pink in my stash. I thought it was actually quite cute. And again, I used a tutorial on the CHATTY website, I'll link it down below, for how they do it, and I really love the method. I have sort of a love-hate relationship with bias binding. Sometimes in the past I have sewn it, and I've seen other people's, this happens as well, that it ends up sort of sticking up, like especially here you would see it, and it would be sticking upright rather than lying flush with the body, and I hate that, and I would rather have a facing flipping around than having your bias binding sticking up like that. So I was nervous sewing this for fear that that might happen, but delighted that it lies perfectly flat, and I think it is down to the way that they do the bias binding. I'm not going to talk through it here now because I've got too much to get through, but I'll link that tutorial down below and give it a go. I did quite a deep hem on this one, which I really like, and I'm just wearing some little denim shorts here, but if you can see it, that's me. There's my tummy, but you know, that's just to give you an idea of the croppedness of it. You can see it much better in the cutaways, as I say, but it's just, to me, the right length. I've got it at just the right length where if I'm just walking around normally I'm covered, but it's just hitting where my waist sort of goes in a bit, so I'm not losing that shape, if you know what I mean, so that it's quite a nice silhouette. And it's not something not a silhouette I've really worn before, but I like it, so it's good to try something different. And I've seen loads of these boxy tops around, you know, it's just a grown on sleeve, big sort of rectangle, there's no bust darts, and this is a very structured fabric, and I think it suits it really well. The only thing I will say is I have not actually worn this top very much on this holiday because it is heavy linen and I'm too hot. I'm way too hot in it. It's so hot here in Spain at the moment that I barely want to wear anything at all, and even though this is cropped and loose, it is too hot, and I'm sitting in the shade now and it's lovely, but if I were to go out into the sun I would be sweating. Sorry. I would be so hot, so I haven't really worn it very much. But saying that, you know, I will wear it loads in Northern Ireland. I think on a nice day in Northern Ireland in the summer, this will be perfect. It definitely won't be too hot. The seams are all finished with French seams, so it looks really nice inside, and actually I really love this top. and I can see myself wearing this loads when I get back home as well, and I just know that this is going to go with so many things in my wardrobe, which I love. I made this Maya top out of about a meter of the fabric, including the cuffs, especially because it was cropped. That helped fit that in. Out of another meter, I made Emerson shorts. They're by True Bias, and I love this pattern so much. I have made it quite a few times already before these, so because I was on a bit of a deadline and wanted to get things made up quickly, I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and make those. So, and this linen actually is the perfect weight for shorts and trousers. Like, I can't link it down below, I'm afraid, because it was from my stash busting, yes, but it just means that you can't get your hands on it. It was from Guthrie and Ganny, but they don't have it anymore because, as I say, it was a year or 2 years ago that I bought it. So anyway, these are just bog standard original True Bias pattern. I say original, that means it's a lower rise. She did re-release it with a higher rise option. That's not what these are just the classic version, but it's just so lovely. They've got those pockets like that, the slanted pockets, pleats in the front that are slightly sewn down, and a flat waistband but with elastic at the back, so it's just so comfy to wear. I don't like elasticated waists all the way around the front. It's just, for me, I don't like the gathers around my tummy. It's not a look I've ever liked, but I don't mind it at the back. It's fine, my bum looks fine in it. And it's just super comfy. It's also so easy to make because there are no closures that you need to worry about, and it comes together so quickly. So again, because I was on that deadline, I was able to whip these up very quickly. One different thing I did for this version that I hadn't done for my other Emersons is I sewed down a line through the middle of the elastic. So I mean, the elastic does just go from you know, this side round the back to that side, comes to the front ever so slightly, just it lines up with your pockets there. So, you know, your elastic won't fully flip over like in some waistbands, but it's still, in my other ones that I've made, has a tendency to twist out of position a little bit, and you know, after I wash it I do need to spend some time rearranging the elastic, and I hate that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go of just sewing that down. What I did was I shared it in my Instagram highlights. If you spotted it there, I think I've got it saved down if you want to have a look. I mean, it's not a step-by-step tutorial, it's very basic. I just did a straight stitch, but I pulled my fabric taut as I was sewing it, and that meant that, you know, those stitches, even though they're straight stitches, they're not going to pop, because when I was sewing it at maximum stretch, so to speak. And it just means that my elastic stays in position, and actually I really like the look of it. I think it's a little bit more modern. So I will be doing that going forward with other makes of the Emersons, which I have plans of. Actually, I had enough fabric left to, out of my entire length, I was able to cut Maya top, shorts, Emerson shorts, and also Emerson cropped trousers, so sort of like culottes, out of this fabric. So I have those waiting for me. I did plan to bring them on holiday, but I didn't get them made in time because, as I said, I was on a deadline. And you know what, I'm glad I didn't bring them with me because it's too hot to wear. It would have been way too hot to wear them. Shorts, all day, shorts. But when I go home, I'll be making them up. They'll be perfect for the sort of transition season coming up. So looking forward to that. I found this fabric in my stash, and it is a beautiful viscose, drapey, light fabric. I knew it'd be perfect, and also just the color goes so well with the linen. So initially I had bought this fabric to make a shirt, and I think I had 2 meters of it, and I decided, you know what, I want to get maximum mix and match options. So I just went ahead and made exactly the same patterns but in this fabric, because as I said, you can get the Emerson shorts, or for my size anyway, I can get the Emerson shorts out of 1 meter and the Maya top out of a meter. So I had 2 meters, that's why I went ahead and did. And also I had the patterns out and ready, and so it was super easy. So here we go. Those are my Emersons in viscose, which is not something I would ever have thought of doing, but I saw it. I saw some viscose shorts recently in the shops, and I thought, oh, that would be so light and breezy for Spain. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna give it a go, and they feel amazing on. They would be lovely pajama shorts, actually, really, really nice. But I'm sure you guessed it, they crease so badly. And now when you wash this, it comes out the washing machine like that, just a tangled mess. You have to iron it. You sit on these and you get up and they're all wrinkled around your bum. So in terms of practicality and day-to-day wear, they're not that great, but they do feel amazing on, and they look lovely. So I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. I think because the fabric is really busy, you don't really notice any wrinkles at the back too much when you're standing up. And you know, there's all the lines at the front where your legs have bent, but you don't notice it so much because the fabric is busy. If it was a plain fabric, I would maybe say don't make shorts out of viscose in a plain fabric, unless you're just going to be standing up all day long. Well, with these I did also do the sewing down the elastic, but I did 2 lines this time instead of just 1 down the middle, because I just thought it worked better with the lighter fabric. It would have been too bulky for the heavy linen, but it looks nice. Again, a really nice detail, I think, and as I say, I'll be doing that for future makes. Love the Emerson pattern, it is fab. If you haven't tried them, I recommend it. Do you, as I say, I've got this one, I've got a cropped trouser version cut out of the linen. Do you want me to do a sew along for it? Let me know in the comments down below if that's something you'd like me to do, because they're super, super easy to make and are a great addition to your wardrobe. Let me know. So, as I said, with the other meter of the viscose, I made a Maya top. I did the same alterations as for this one, so added some width, and one thing I did differently though is I didn't add the cuffs on. I did cut them out, but once I tried this on, I decided, you know what, actually it looked quite nice on. I like to make sure there's enough length to cover my upper arms. It's just a personal opinion I have. I like a bit of coverage in the tops of my arms, so I was worried that it was going to be a bit short. I think the original proportions of the Maya, it would have been too cropped for me. So I liked that's one of the reasons I liked the 2 CT alterations, and then also the added cuff. But I just, again, as I said, just decided to leave it off, and then I was left with the cuffs fabrics, and I thought, oh, I wonder. And yes, can you see? I just sewed them together and made a little headscarf. So it's super cute. I mean, it's very twee with the little bow like this, but you could wear it with that around the back, so it's just a band, or I mean, it's just a strip like that. And you know, you could have your hair in a ponytail and tie it around your ponytail. So really cute. Or, you know, if it wasn't boiling hot, you could make like a little neck scarf. Again, it just ties in so well with the with this linen as well. Or you could be super, super matchy and be wearing it with this. I'm not so sure about that. The Maya top in viscose is a dream to wear in this heat. It is like wearing air. It's wonderful. So, and the drape of it as well. I love the Maya in this structured linen. It's a real like statement piece. It's got, you know, it's quite a dramatic shape, and I like it. But then if you just want loose and drapey and floaty, make the Maya in the viscose and it totally transforms the top, but it's still really, really lovely. Again, because there's no bust darts, the drape of this is great to have that. So then when I was on Instagram one day, Sarah from Like So Amazing was posting some of new fabric. It's always a bit dangerous following fabric shops on Instagram because they tempt you all the time. But I saw this fabric and I thought, ooh, would those flowers be the same shade as my linen? And I took a gamble. Instead of getting just a little sample, I just ordered I think 1.5 meters, and it arrived and it is spot on the right shade. I mean, I was so lucky that it just matched so well, so I was over the moon. It's a lovely lightweight cotton lawn, and I thought, wouldn't that just make the most perfect throw-on shirt to wear, like as the evenings get cooler, or if you just want a little bit more of a cover up, because I do like to stay a bit more covered up in the sun because I burn very easily, believe it or not. So that's why I decided I wanted to make, and then I had to decide what pattern. I didn't really want to go and buy something new, and I wanted it to be an easy shirt pattern, so I went with Burda. Yeah, where's the logic there? I'm not sure. Have you ever seen a Burda magazine sewing patterns? Just lines, lots of lines. It's kind of like this, crazy vines behind me. But you've got to then get your tracing paper out and trace out just your one particular line for your pattern. It is tricky, to say the least. And then you've got to follow their instructions that are minute. You need to know what you're doing. If you sew a Burda pattern, you need to have already sewn other things before, because they just say sew the collar. They don't tell you how to sew a collar. You're supposed to just know how to sew a collar. So, but yeah, I have sewn a few things now, so I was like, I'm gonna give it another go. I tried one time before, I failed so badly, but that was in the beginning of my sewing journey, and now that I've got a bit more experience, I was like, I've got to give it another go. I have so many Burda magazines with beautiful patterns in it, I'll give it a go. So if I can find a picture, I will put it up on the screen now of the pattern. Hopefully it might be on burda.com, and if you would like it, you could buy the downloadable version, because it's from an old magazine. As I say, I have quite a few, but it is a really, really lovely pattern, and I will absolutely be making it again. It's so easy to throw together, comes together really quickly, and I love it. So you'll see some images of it in the cutaway. It is grown on sleeves, if you want. See that? You know, it's not a set in sleeve. And it has this interesting detail where this sleeve part is attached to the bottom section. This seam line goes right across. Let me see, where is it? Sort of just at your bust, actually. Yeah, and these I've rolled them up because I will always wear them up. They don't have cuffs, just as the pattern, it didn't have cuffs. That's what I mean. It's a really easy pattern. It's a bit tricky for your pattern placement on the fabric, but I was able to squeeze it in out of, I think it was 1.5 meters I ordered. I did have to add a seam down the middle, you can see that, and you can see that it's the selvage, so that's how much I had to squeeze it in. But you know, from the back you can't really tell. It's fine. It's got a lovely curved hem, really nice, and then just a normal collar. I would say that I think the collar was a bit wide for my neck, but I'm never going to be wearing it buttoned up like that, so it's fine. It was always going to be worn open. And then for the buttons, I had these gorgeous buttons in my stash. I have to hide my face so that it'll focus on them. There you go. Beautiful, from Wim Wham, and they are ceramic handmade ceramic buttons, and let me see if I can find, yeah, you can see the trim of them is the exact same shade as these flowers and cacti or whatever they are, succulents. And yeah, it's super cute. I really like it. You'll see again in the cutaways, it's nice worn loose, or tie up at the front around at your waist is really nice. It's just about the right length to be able to do that, or open with a vest on underneath, really light, just throw it on. Again, I will actually say that I haven't worn this very much on my holidays. It's been too hot. I just can't. It's been so hot. I really could have just brought a swimming costume and be done with it and live in that for the past 3 weeks. The last thing I made for my summer sewing was the Tilian Buttons Stevie dress, and I made it out of this lovely bright light viscose I picked up from Minerva Crafts. It's been in my stash years, again, stash busting, yay! And I mean, it's cheap and cheerful. I haven't made the Stevie before, but I thought, you know what, I think that would be nice to throw on over my swimming costume during the day, and it's perfect for that, especially being so light and floaty. It comes together so quickly, except if you want to do this little contrasting. The yoke at the back, I decided to make the chevrons go the other way. I put the tie in there, and that took a little bit of fiddling, because even though I just wanted to whip this up and make it quickly, you know, me being me, I wanted to take the time and make it symmetrical, yada 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 yada. So added some stress to my life doing that, but I actually appreciate it now that it's made. And with the little cuffs again, trying to make those look nice as well. This is the perfect swimsuit cover up to throw on during the day if you've just spent the day lounging by the pool. Love it, really is so great for that. And actually I wasn't sure I would like the shape of the neckline. It's a classic Tilly shape neckline. I think it's the same as it's on the Bettine, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to like it. I didn't know whether it suited me, but actually, yeah, I do like it. And I could see myself making some more of these. I don't know if the pattern includes pockets. There's no pockets on this one, but if it doesn't include pockets, I think it should. And if I were to make more, I would be putting some inseam pockets in there. And I think I might make 1 or 2 more Stevies. Anyway, yeah, it's lovely. You'll see the cutaways, what it's like. It's really nice. So in terms of things that I brought with me to mix and match with my clothes, with my sewing clothes, I had these three vest tops, just cotton vest tops in a blue, a white and a pink, and they just are perfect with this fabric here. So these are the shorts, and wear those interchangeably. It's a really, you know, all of those 3 tops are perfect with that. Some of them also look nice with this. I'm not sure about the pink, but the blue and the white would look good with the Emerson crop pants. I also brought this really lovely broider anglais skirt, buttons down the front, lovely detail at the bottom. I picked this up from Asda recently actually. I had some really lovely broider anglais, really lightweight cotton in my stash that I had fully intended on turning into a skirt nearly identical to this, but I just totally ran out of time. I had so many more plans for what I was going to sew for my summer wardrobe in general, not just for this holiday, but I completely overestimated how much time I thought I would have available to me to sew once my son came on his summer holidays. I did not have much time, so I sewed what I could, and I think I did fine. The very last thing I'm going to show you and stop all my waffling is I picked up this lovely bag from Accessorize in the sale just before going on holiday, and the straps, you can see it, they've got these big eyelets here and cotton and fabric straps, which you may think, oh wow, isn't that a good match for my top? Yeah, the straps that came with the bag were completely different. They were beautiful actually, and I still have them, made out of lovely like lemon print canvas, but totally the wrong color story for my capsule wardrobe here. So I thought, can I squeak out straps from my linen leftovers? I had to piece my scraps together severely, but I managed to get it done. They're kind of, I mean, I've had this been wearing this non-stop for 3 weeks, so they could do with a good press. Sorry, didn't do it for the film. But they are fab and I love them, and I can just see myself using more scraps to make other straps for this, because it's just a knot here and you know, feed it through and tie a knot. So I mean, yeah, I'm really excited about that. Again, that's a great way of using your scraps. So headband here, or larger scraps for your bag if you have the right kind of bag. So anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed my on location vlog this week. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give me the good old thumbs up as always. I always appreciate it. Leave me a wee message in the comments below. I love having a chat with you all. And do subscribe if you're enjoying my channel. It's always lovely to see you, and welcome any new ones. It's so great to see you. I shall catch you in my next video. Bye for now guys. Bye.